Hello, and this topic is going to be how to do mass emails. These are some of the services that you can use to blast out your listing to multiple places. Now, these four are going to be places where they're just commercial real estate and they have a bunch of email addresses just in their database, and you basically pay once or per like monthly, or you can get like some sort of package, where you buy like four email blasts and then you get like some sort of discount or whatever. So these are companies that will blast out your listing for a very small fee to their list. So if you don't have a list of commercial real estate investors, brokers, or whatever, this is going to be a really great resource for you. Data Axle is if you want a list of places. So if you have like a retail space for lease, for instance, and you really just want like a list of like State Farm agents in your area, Data Axle is a really great way to get that kind of list to advertise your listing to. And again, you can get super targeted with it. So you can say, these couple of zip codes, only State Farm or only insurance agents. And one thing about Data Axle I do want to just state is that the best results that I've personally had when I've worked with Data Axle has been with a sales agent. So, with a rep that will actually pull that information for you. Otherwise, you're going through their email list and messing around with it, and they just do a much better job. They are much more targeted and can get your list exactly where you want it. But what we're going to focus on today, because these are the easiest ways to do it, is going to be these four. Personally, I like Big Boys Blast myself. I've had more success getting responses back from a Big Boys Blast than I have with these other three. Hopefully, I won't get sued for saying that, but that has been my personal thing. Is that Big Boys Blast for me has been getting, it has the best ROI of any of the other ones. But if you are looking for just sheer numbers to impress your clients, one thing that you want to do is probably maybe use all four of them. Big Boys Blast has, 9,000 investors and 95,000 real estate professionals. So you can add those in together and say, I'm blasting your listing out to 100,000 emails across the country. And then if you want to add in also a property campaign, you can say 400,000 email addresses across the country. And then if you want to add in, if you wanted to add in property send, for instance, I think this is another 100,000. Yeah, 100, 120,000 more. And then the other one, it doesn't state how many email addresses they have, so you can't really say it, but you can throw it in there for good measure if you do, want to show a lot of email addresses that you are sending your listing to. So we are going to go over some different ways, and Big Boys Blast is going to be one of the ones that I'm going to show you. And I'm just going to log in here. So once you make a account with Big Boys Blast, for instance, you can hit send a flyer. There you go. So single property, multi property, upload your own JPEG. So I do suggest that you do use their template builder. So for instance, when you're going to click here, you can change out the color scheme and stuff like that. Oops. You can, update it. So remember the color picker from earlier from the brochures. If you don't remember, you can go ahead and do that. And let's see here, the text, you can make it white, and Arial is fine. So click on this, and then hopefully, okay, here we go. It might be too big. All right, but you can see it's very easy here. You can sit here and match up your brochure to what you want it to do. And then you can make an additional image right here, your company logo right here. We'll go ahead and add it in. And then your contact details. Ooh, it does not like PNG. So if you do PNG, just make sure you do a JPEG instead. But you can see here, it's very easy. You can go ahead and here and update their contact information. And then when you're done, you can send it out. And I do also want to show you the pricing here. It's not expensive. So if you do want to do, nationwide brokers and investors, you're only looking at 140. Now, this price may change by the time that you're clicking on things or whatever, but it's always been kind of around $100. And nationwide here, $99, Canada 70. So it's very inexpensive way to really get your listings out there and to impress your clients because you are sending them to 100,000 email addresses. Now, if you wanted to get super fancy, you can also send them out here. So you can say you're sending your listing out to 400,000 email addresses. And property campaign, they're all pretty much the same kind of on the back end, where you can either do a PDF or an image right here, or you can use the drag and drop builder. I'll show you kind of how the same thing. It's the same thing. So you'll just choose whichever one that you want here and then just edit it so that it's the way that you want it. Same kind of thing, drag and drop builder. Now, if you did want to get fancy with the branding, and so that's pretty much it, by the way, for the mass email blast. It's just a matter of knowing where to go, which is all of these links right here, and then just sort of the basics of how to do that. And I also want to show you property campaign is not expensive either. So let's see here, purchase campaign credits. So the most popular, so this is per blast. So this is, to over 200,000 people. This is worldwide at 200. If you did want to get that 300,000 email addresses, you can do that one for 200. And they also have discounted monthly plans. So if you're going to do like a lot of these, if you have a lot of listings, this is going to be something like that's part of your brokerage or whatever. You can go ahead and do one of these monthly campaigns because it's going to save you money in the long run. Statewide too. Statewide is a really great way to showcase those openings for leases. So that unit you can't sell, that's like not moving, that retail space that will not ever seem to be filled up. This is a really great way to do that because you can do it statewide, and you don't have to waste a bunch of money on a nationwide campaign unless it's like an anchor or something. Then you could probably do that. So that's it. Same thing with Property Send and Property Blast. They're all the same thing where they have templates. You add in different things. So that's pretty much it for the mass emails. It's very simple. Really highly suggest you at least make yourself a Big Boys Blast account. I had a lot of success with them, and then I have had some success with Property Campaign as well, just not as much as Big Boys Blast personally. I don't want to get sued. So I do suggest that you do those, and that way you can advertise that you do have a huge database of, you have access to a database of, over 100,000 email addresses that you will be blasting their listing out to. So that does distinguish you between other places or other agents in your field that don't have that just because they don't know it exists. Otherwise, they would be advertising it. So you are ahead of the game knowing that these things even exist. So go forth and mass email and get those listings out there and get those listings turned over as fast as possible. That's it for this tutorial. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, so I got some questions about how to make your listing brochure into a JPEG for some of the e-blasts. So let's go ahead and open one up. So if you haven't already, you're going to want to make your brochure into a PDF. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the PDF. So if you have it in Google Slides or whatever it is you're using, export to PDF. And then now that we have the PDF open, we're just going to go to File. We're going to go Export to. We're going to go Image, and then we're going to go JPEG. And now what it's going to do is it's going to allow us to save it. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to settings. So you'll see here that the quality automatically goes to maximum. I am going to actually make it low because that way it won't be too big for an email blast. I'm going to hit OK, and then I'm going to hit save. Now, one kind of annoying thing about saving to JPEG is that it will save every single one of the pages Obviously, we only need the one, but if you did need all of them, it's going to save them all. And you can see it's 188 KB, which is perfectly fine for most email services. And then when you open it up, it's going to be like this. Now, if it's a little bit too low quality, say you really wanted to make it kind of big in the email blast and you wanted people to be able to read all of the text, feel free to mess around with those settings there. And then maybe instead of low, you can make it medium and see how that looks, and then make it high. And then you can go all the way to maximum if you need to. But usually the maximum is like 1 meg and over, which is not great for email use. All right, so that is it, how to make your PDF into a JPEG. All right, thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.